What's going on, traders? It looks like the battle stayed on and the Bulls stayed in control. We fought back going underneath 400 towards the open. We already opened up higher than that 400 and opened up 401.65. Got up to a high of 404.84. We'll look to see if we can continue the strength on the bounce back. And of course, earning reports tonight, AMD, Snapchat, definitely on our radar as we get closer and closer to the FOMC meeting. Of course, we'll see what happens then. Will the rug get pulled towards the end of the week? Right now, Bulls still in control. So let's go ahead. Let's kick it to Joel here and let's take a look at the rundown.
All right. Good morning, traders and investors. We got a good day going. We're up a little over 34 handles, 34 and a half handles at 4066.75. The pre-market and the regular session, a couple different scenarios there. The pre-market followed through from Monday's declined. Pre-market got down to 4,007.50, but once that good data came out at 8:30 a.m., some of that wage data, the bulls said, "Now, okay, party's over on the downside." Didn't even see that closing price of 32.50 in the regular session. Only got to 33 and a quarter. We kind of dipped and ducked and dived, but then when we around 10:30 or so, we cleared the 40.50 area. And then, just like it was coming down yesterday, it was pretty free sailing on the upside. Have not got to that intraday high from yesterday. I thought that was a reasonable target at 40.78. Your Globex high from Monday, 40.86, and then that high closed the rebound. That came on Friday too at 84 and a quarter. So gonna end the month here right near the high close for the week, month, year, whatever you want to call it. I guess the week's not over yet. The dollar, well, that is a little time over 102, but we're back down at 16.6 cents at 101.92. Little failed breakout over 102. Bonds jockeying for position here. Over the last 3 seconds, you bond traders, not inside days, but position squaring, 3 days of ranges, all in the 190, 129.10 to 130.18 area. So be looking for a move out of that off the Fed tomorrow. Crude that rebounds, helping some oil stocks, not all of them. Now up $1.13, couple bucks, $2.50 off that low of 76.55. Gold that reverses too. We're up 420, 1943.40. Silver that's up 6.7 cents, 23.80. In Bitcoin up $405 at 23,230. Before we get to these earnings stocks, what's going on in Potland? Do we have some pot news?
I'm looking. I don't see much right now.
He's cooking and looking.
Easy got had me looking. I'm looking around. I see Minnesota marijuana legalization bill clears fifth House committee. Rhode Island Supreme Court issues marijuana expungement order. I don't see too much.
Not much, huh?
Maybe there's something else that we're missing here. So there could be something else, right?
Just a laggard. Florida points out pot was the only sector that hadn't moved. So every dog has its day. Maybe this dog is having its day. I'm looking at the MSOS. Just a I don't think you get too wild on the upside here. We got a wall. 736, 730. Haven't even hit that yet in today's session. The current high 699. Let's just go to some of our favorites here. Your favorites. CGC's not having a bad year. That's moseying its way up a little bit better. So that's having a good day after pausing yesterday. Tilray. How's Tilray doing? Tilray up 18 cents. Not really reacting to the news. What else do we throw in there? What else is still around? Tilray. Help me out, Mitch. Who are some of these?
Cannabis plays. You got CGC, right?
I got CGC. Grow. Okay.
You can look at Grow. That's getting a small move. You can do Sundial.
Yeah.
The SNDL. That one's already highly shorted. Loves to do
Yeah.
reverse splits to keep itself over that dollar spot, right? I mean, we'll see what happens. I don't see too much here. If there was a specific news, I think we would have it, but I don't think something's showing up. If you guys see anything in the chat, you guys definitely go
Okay.
ahead and let us know.
All right. Let's
Let's
get to
move towards
earnings.
the big stocks. All right. So, of course, GM was definitely a focus point of today. We'll go through this one quickly because it didn't really do too much
No.
at the market. It just kind of went sideways, and a lot of this probably because the gap up, right? I mean, it just pushed really strong here off the earnings. We'll look to see if it pulls back. 38s maybe on pullback.
Oh
Might make
man, this is a
sense.
tough one. You did get through the pre-market high with these. That's always something we like to pay attention to. That pre-market high came in at 38.56, and once you got through there, pretty free sailing here. Into 39 handle, 39.73. But you got to be thinking about 40.01. Your high on December 13th. 40.14. That was your high on the second. So that's what you'll be facing for tomorrow. That would be another leg higher if you could get to that wall of four. It's only two highs at 40. Psychological number there. Could be some stock in the New York book. Bad day yesterday, good day today. Taking Ford Motor along for the ride. Ford. Interesting area too here. Got a lot of the bump in the pre-market trading. Did make a new high for the year. But look where we fell off a cliff here in mid-December. That was right at the 1350 area. Over a period of 6 sessions, this thing went down to the lower 11 handle. So a lot of people are saying, thanks, but no thanks. Give him my money back. And there you go. 1350. Still that area of resistance. S&P's perking up here. A little 10-point decline, but back in a 40-70 handle. As I mentioned, the intraday high from yesterday, 40.78, and that closed, that all important close from Friday at 40.84 and a quarter.
I'm as confused as can be. I see certain stocks moving and I can't find reasons why. Normally, I try to at least get somewhere, but let's keep going. Let's take a look at all the stocks that climbed the wall of worry today because it's definitely important to look at. NXPI, definitely one that you want to take a look at. You guys can see that was hit in the after hours yesterday, and then really climbed back even before the bell. I think another thing that's an important sign there, before the bell was already back. That gave us a little bit of a sign that today it was more that buy the dip mentality coming right back.
Yeah, and 185. Yeah, if you were concentrating on a high that you had in August, you got a good level there. You had a high back in August at 184.98. You kissed it today, went through it by just a tad, 185.15, and you pulled back. That was also an area where you really broke down in August. So backed off $3 from that area. So we will keep an eye on that as a potential double top. And then, of course, today's closing price and very important number for NXPI. When we were Triple D commented on the report that hey, it didn't look that bad. And there you go. The street reevaluates it, and here you are, 185 high, 185.15 high for NXPI.
All right, let's go to another one that climbed that wall of worry, which would be Pfizer, as Pfizer made its way right back up, even though it gave some pretty bad guidance there moving forward, right back up there.
Big old sell off, right? I mean, look what the way the market cap the stock lost since mid December. Anyone playing it on the short side, looking for those pre-market levels, you got turned back in a hurry. Where did this thing open? This thing opened at 43 even, went down to 40, 42.70. You did have a pair of lows in that area, 42.62 and 74 and 82 back October 9th. 19th and 20th. Then you caught a bid. Boom. Let's see if it can continue, though. I'd still be focusing on this 44 area if I was a bull. The last four highs in the session, that's including today, are all, well, you have a triple top at 44.30. Let's go up 44 and a quarter, 30. That surrounds the last four highs. Then things open up to the 45 handle. Just bad news. People looking for the kill and went bad, had to buy on strength as opposed to buying on weakness over the past month and a half for Pfizer.
We'll see what happens there. Let's keep moving. We can go to some different stocks. One that I was going to take a look to see if it was going to climb the wall of worry, and it did not. Let's go to it. Let's get to Caterpillar. It did. It was able to bounce back a little bit, but at the open, right there, it got hit hard right before and right on the first kind of minute or so. You guys saw that flush right back down. That one's a hard chart to get through.
Finally, a crack here, down 966, a gap lower. Did we have anything in that 246 area? No, we did not. Hard flush off the open, right? Opened at 57 and wow, went all the way down. Wow, what a wild first couple minutes here. I'll just look at if you're a trader, investor in this one. You want to see him fill this gap between 57.39 and 61.31, yesterday's low. Also, yesterday's close at 61.50. Coming back down now. I'd say overall, little weak session here, a little bit weak yesterday. I'd say maybe got a little temporary top area at the all-time high in cat, not moving off its earnings. Deer hanging in there, period of consolidation there. So cat finally pulls back a little bit.
We'll see if Deer also does the same, right? I mean, Deer was kind of just hanging in there. I think the kind of the 420 range is definitely important for me for it to kind of hold here for the bulls. If we could get back towards, let's say, 415, that's where I think you'll start letting go. We'll see what happens on that one. Interesting one to keep in mind. Okay. All right, let's keep going. Let's get to some different stocks. Let's take a look at. You know what? I thought this was an interesting one. PayPal announcing in the middle of the day of job cuts. So, of course, we can focus on this, see if it actually is going to continue to get the lift like it's been doing. I think it's slowly but surely not having the effect, even though you're seeing PayPal up today, right? They shared plans to cut 2,000 jobs, roughly about 7% of its workforce, giving themselves a little bit of a lift here. We'll see how long this headline keeps giving stocks a lift.
Yeah, and the old bad news is good news trick. We've seen that happen over the last couple weeks. What PayPal traders, what they need to focus on moving forward here is that seller at the 8250 area. Got up to 8250 on 8253 on Friday, 8247 in today's session. Backed off once again. So if you're leaning on a number on the short side, keep an eye on that 8250. Third attempt through that. Got some more room on the upside. Found a low right above. Wow. Well, that looks closer than 7 cents or farther on the chart, but pair of lows to lean on 79.54 and 79.61. Not looking for any more of a breakdown until you take out those pair of lows. Square, this news was specific to PayPal, holding steady after that little bump over 85. Dip under 80 was bought, maybe another couple days of consolidation, and then take another poke at that 85, actually 85.50, Friday's high in Square SQ. The block.
All right, now one that got a little bit of a bounce today that had some news. DoorDash coming back and also climbing that wall a little bit here. Don't know how this is going to affect long-term, but DoorDash, I don't think it's a good thing that is announcing an expected stock sale from co-founders. So I don't know. I personally am not feeling confident about Dash. I like the chart a little bit here because it's holding this kind of like 55 pullback after a trend line push. But other than that, I mean, what I see out there, and I don't watch TikTok as often as maybe some people out there, but I see nothing of videos, Joel, that it's just these guys that work for Dash doing bad things to food, getting mad at people that are not tipping, and then like having confrontations. People talking about how they can't make a single buck if they're the driver of these things. I don't know. I just don't like the
Now,
business
come
at
on.
all.
Are you teasing me? Because I always say I wouldn't do the DoorDash because I don't want them eating my French fries.
I'm not. I'm not kidding you, bro. I'm not, Joel. You might be right there. I don't know.
You couldn't get rid of that 56 buyer there. I think that's what the Bears were banking on today was you bust through that 56 and then really little room on the downside there, but turned back 3 days in a row right at 56, held support, not quite getting up to yesterday's high. So I think the Bulls short term, I think the Bulls here are still in control as long as you're holding above the $56 level. That's the area of the last three lows. An update on kind of bad news with the insiders selling. So you got to chalk that one up to DoorDash trading higher on the session.
Sorry about that. Went on the mute button there. All right, let's keep going. Let's take a look at Spotify. That actually not a bad move there today. Big push through those levels. Nice little push. I mean, this didn't look back.
No, pre-market high. That was kind of tinkered with in the morning. Failed, got up. Nice day for spot. Not in an area where even I could find some resistance. She did match this high here at 113.18, getting to 113.30. So that's just one stopping point. I think my area of interest tomorrow would be a little bit above that, and that's in the 114 handle. 114.19 here, pressing up against the highs of the session. Speaking of pressing up against highs of the session, thinking about football, is the S&P 500 index futures. We are now 3 ticks off that high at 76.50. As I reiterated earlier in the broadcast, intraday high 40.78 from yesterday. That all important high close for the year on Friday, 40.84 and a quarter.
All right. In a second, we'll get into the Snapchat and AMD that are going to be reporting after the bell. One that I wanted to take a look at, Joel, and I'm starting to call the turnaround in the gas plays. UNG been looking for this move for so long. A little frustrated today because there's certain times where I need to put like orders out there, but I hate having orders just sitting because that's how you sometimes just miss it, and then it could just be like a wipeout through. But I've been looking at this $8.91, $9 area for so long. Since September, I've been looking at this number, it coming back to it. Why? Because you look to the left on UNG and you can see clearly in 2021 and kind of 2020, this was the bottom area, right around 9. So that's why I've been looking at this area for a little bit of a bounce. Today, we started getting a little bit of a bounce. Nothing by any means saying that we're turning around right now, but at least a level to go off of.
Oh boy, oh boy. So this chart is just kind of coiling. Let me I'm more familiar with the natty gas.
Yeah, you could just put the natty gas up. That's perfect, right?
Wow,
We'll look at
natty
it on that
gas. So look at this. 1, 2, 3, 3 out of 4, 4 out of 5, 5 out of 6, 6 out of 7.
I see the chat.
6 out of 8, 7 out of 9. Boy, oh boy.
Buy air, not nat gas.
Yeah. We were talking about this. I know we had some bottom pickers in this on the way down here, and I said, wait for it to go green on the session and double bottom. Technically a double bottom, 2.612, 2.614. Then you got through that close. So you have a level to lean on here. At least for the low, pair of lows to lean on. That's better. Let's see if buyers step up tomorrow. The only thing I would like to see a big volume day. Actually, this is going to be like the second lowest volume day in this over the last week and a half. So, new push here. S&P's now in the 40-80 handle. So we're
Mm.
looking at that 84 and a quarter, folks. That's just a target. That was our close from Friday. Never saw that in the regular session. You did see 86 even in the regular session. 7.2 billion to the buy side was perhaps the reason for that, but oh boy, if you're buying now, then you're waiting for that high close of the year, 84 and a quarter. It looks like people are throwing it. If they're buying now, they're buying on this close. They're saying, hey, so goes January, so goes the market. As we just pressed up to 40, 80, 75.
We will see. I hear you out there, team. Let's take a look at those earnings stocks and they're coming up after the market close. These are the important ones. Of course, you guys can keep watch on some of these. We'll see what happens. We'll first talk about AMD's estimated EPS, 67 cents on the EPS, estimate of 5.5 billion on that. We could take a look at AMD, how they've done on their recent reports. That's what I like to do a lot of the times. I just go to my calendar widget, right? Pull the earnings back a little bit and just see. All right. Well, looks like a lot of green there and only about one red. And what was that? Last quarter, right? Last quarter, we missed expectations. It wasn't by much, but definitely missed it. EPS, it was about a penny. And in the revenues, it was just a little bit off there, less than a 1% on the miss. We'll look to see, does this repeat the miss or do we get the beat on AMD? Of course, Intel lowering the bar. We'll find out tonight. And then, of course, Snapchat. Snapchat is an interesting one, of course, because we'll talk a lot about advertising with Snapchat. We'll see what happens today with that. Right now, it looks like we have about 11 cents on the EPS, and that's a positive number, right? Last quarter, just to put it in perspective, it was a negative, a loss of a penny. And they came in with 8 cents EPS, completely blew it out the water, 900% surprise. What do we get this time? And will it fill the gap on the charts, Joel? Do you see that Snapchat gap to the left?
Yeah. Okay. Well, we know Snap has really moved the market over the last couple quarters. Hard to believe that would be a stock, but it's very indicative for the advertising revenue for some of the big guns here, right? So moving up ahead of the print. This has been a nice move for the stock this year. I think it gets a little silly here above 12. Nothing exactly at 12. Pair of highs stopped it at right at the 1220 area. This is back in September. Couldn't quite get to 12 in both October and November. Never sniffed it in December as people were puking it out going into year end. But above 12, you could have a quick move up to the 13, double top at 13, just under 13, 1291, 1294. And then that big old gap in Snap, Mitch talked about 1545. Don't know if that is going to be in play today or tonight for good report. On a decline here, I think you might be stepping out a little bit early at 1118 and maybe a little bit early at 1069. But if you're trying to bring this in the lower 10 handle, I do see a pair of lows 989 and 1010. So 10 to 12. We'll look at it, see what the report is. The S&Ps will move if you are trading the SPY or you're trading the S&Ps or any related indexes that has Snap in it. This has been a market mover both to the upside and downside.
No worries, Beans. I've been out of my Tesla trade since this morning, right at the open. I got out of that one. Wasn't going to let it come back and lose those gains. I took the gains off, and we'll see what happens, right? I mean, I think the rest of this week will determine more and more of that Tesla trade. Because if the market just kind of comes right back down, well, then I expect the same thing for Tesla. But if we can continue ripping, we'll just rip higher. I think Tesla does have 200 in reach. If the market can stay up here, we'll find out. All right, that's going to do it for us. We got about 5 minutes left, so we'll take stocks from you guys now that you guys want to check out. One that I'm looking to see finally, if we fill in that, I talked about it on Money Mitch. UPS had a good day today. We didn't get to talk about it this morning, but I'm finally looking for that FedEx filling the gap. Been watching this gap for so long. Since October 25th, I've been watching this gap, looking to see if FedEx would close it. It's almost there, team. Almost
Is it
there.
really? Let me let's see. You did get a good report here. Interesting. This is not back at its December high. It's having a good day, but if you're still on the bull train, that December high was in the 190 handle. Actually, it was all the way up at 190, 160. So maybe got some more room to the upside in UPS. FedEx. Let's see. I remember that day. That took down the whole market in
Mm-hmm.
October. It's trying, but you know what? You got a short-term seller in here,
Yeah.
and man, here's your level. If you're looking for that gap fill, Mitch, you got to get over 194. And you know what? You're pressing up against it here. 93.91. Boom. That was your high here. The next day, just under that, 93.14. Couple other pokes here, a little bit lower. 93.47, the high today, still pressing up against it as the S&Ps are now doing a round trip from that Globex high yesterday. 86 even. We just kissed that. So back at yesterday's high, strong close. Those buying balances helping out the market. But keep an eye. That's a 4-star and 194 for FedEx.
We'll see. All right, now let's start taking some stocks from the chat. I got you, team. We'll go through some of these. This is a chart. I don't think I looked at this chart in a very long time. Good RX Holdings, GDRX. It's a 2.1 billion capitalization company, but it's been going down for a very long time since I think mid 2020s. Yeah, like September 2020. Just been a downtrend. A dog is a dog is a dog. But right now, it seems like the dogs are the ones you want to be in.
Yeah,
Who knows?
look at this one. Not up against his December high, not having a bad year so far. For you good RX traders, it's all about clearing this 571. That's been the current high for the year. Things open up to the upside, not a huge volume day. But yeah, not a bad looking chart on that one. That's just kind of a slow mover. Probably, I don't know when Amazon had that news. I think it was last week. They had Amazon coming out with the generic thing, so that got hit, but they bought it right back up here. So Mitch, we're still pressing, we're still pushing 88 and a half, 88.75. So the bulls, man, they want those stocks on their books for the month end statement. Yeah, Doc and Dave, you're right. It was Amazon that hit the good RX. That was a 2-day new, but the buy the dippers came in. Let's end it for new trader Macy's stock. We haven't talked about in a long time. This was back earnings. They gave some lower guidance. It was in that trading range for only 1 day. I'm just going to stick. If you want another breakout here, in shares of this, you got to get into that 24 handle. You did that a few 23.89. You bumped up it against here. Resistance is resistance and still taken out, but you're having a good close today and near the highs of the session, just like the S&Ps. So, and look at the monthlies here. They're just telling you 24, a little bit lower than that, 383, 356, 389. Are we looking at a breakout in Macy's? And there you go, Mitch. We're probably going to get a 4090 print.
Ooh,
There it
nice.
is. So those buying balances um, bringing us right into the close. Now we'll see if Snap throws a curveball at this market.
Stitch Fix, one last one. Hmm.
Stitch Fix. Everyone always teases me. Say that's where I get my clothes. Oh, it's making up. Good year. It hasn't been quite a double, but it's trying. Stitch Fix. Nothing much in here. Got a little gap to fill. If you're looking for another target, 557. 536 high, but I wouldn't be safe. You got this thing on the long side here. Just clear. Actually, is that a pair of highs there? Nope, that was 538 and 540. So it's pressing. What I want to take a look at though, and just to save my butt here, because Triple D holds on to the Rivian. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I gave him 18 is a stop. It got to 1777 today. If he got out, I'm gonna punch him because it was holding 18. I had some egg on my face on that one. I should have been backing up the truck there at 18. But great job as usual, Mitch. Who do we got on the docket for tomorrow? I know we got a special guest coming up on Thursday. I think you guys, I'm gonna tease you. I'm gonna give you one more day of a tease. But what a great day to have Mr. Bull on, none other than Ryan Dietrich. He's coming on tomorrow. We got to take it easy on Ryan.
We're going real bull tomorrow. Get ready, team. Get ready. We just getting started. You guys know it.
Yeah, we got to take it easy on him because of his Bengals. That was a rough game for him. But all right, everybody,
take it easy. We don't take it easy, Joe. We go hard at them, man. You know it.
All right, Mitch. Great job. Have a good night.
Have a good one, Joel. Take care. Up next, you guys got Cannabis Insider action coming up. And don't miss 5 o'clock AMD right here. Benzinga earning call. We'll see you guys there. Let's see what AMD is doing up their sleeve. Do they got something working there? Are they better than Intel? That'll be the talk tomorrow, I'm sure. I'll be talking about it with Dennis and Joel. Don't miss it, team. Hit the like button and come check out some Cannabis Insider action. You wanted to know why MSOS was moving? Well, I got no better team to ask that question to. Just stick around right here. Coming up, Cannabis Insider. What?